Yes, I was born and raised down in Orangeburg, South Carolina, and my dad, he was a gentleman farmer. All of us children did the work on the farm, and actually he was a contractor, and he built a lot of houses down in Orangeburg County and down in that area. And as coming up as a kid, I would watch my dad and all the things that he would do. And he never spoke much about what he did. I found out later on he did a lot of stuff, and I think that that's where as a child, you never know the effect you're having on a child. And I think that as I grew up, I realized that the importance of treating everybody like you want to be treated, and to help people that needed help, and just be a giving type person. And I was so fortunate to have parents that were that way. And as I've grown up myself, I started out as after finishing high school. I was not college material, although my dad wanted me to go to college. And I thought to myself, have you ever seen my report cards? But at any rate, I wanted to go to school to learn a trade of some description. And I kind of wanted to get into the construction business, but as fate would have it, that didn't happen. And so I decided I was going to go off to barber school. I wanted to be a barber because I couldn't get a good haircut. And I said, well, barbers make a lot of money, because back then a haircut was $1 or $1, and that barber would come in on Saturday whenever I was there getting a haircut, and he'd been there all day long. And I was pretty good at math, so I realized that, man, he's been working for 8 hours, 10 hours a day. He was cutting a head of hair about every 5 to 10 minutes. He was making more in one day than the average person making in a whole week. So I thought, man, this guy does well. And so I went on off to barber school, but lo and behold, when I got into the industry, I discovered that the barber did all of his business on Saturday. So, wow. So you sit around Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and not do anything, but Saturdays when you'd make your living. And I made up my mind then that I would make every day a Saturday. And I did. It took 6 years. I was in Myrtle Beach. I had my own salon. And then one day I decided I wanted to do something for the industry, and I wanted to advance the industry. And that's when I bought a school here in Columbia. I moved to Columbia and started the school. It was in October, well, it was actually Labor Day of 1968 when I took over. And the rest is basically history. I no longer have barber schools. They're all cosmetology schools. Fortunately, and thank the good maker, we've been able to now, we have 7 schools, very successful schools. Our student body is right at 800 student body. Most of our schools are in the upstate, or the Midlands to the upstate. And one thing that we do that I'm very proud of is that we have scholarships that we call achievement scholarships. When our students start the school, they can get up to $1,500 just because of their attendance, their grades, and all that. And they can either get 500, 1,000, or 1,500. It's in 500 increments. The other thing, before the student ever gets here, we do something a little different that I don't know of any other schools out there that do this. I'm sure there probably are. However, we offer any student that's in a high school program in our marketing area, which is just about all over the state, except for the low country right now. And that is, if they have a 2.7 average, grade point average, then they are eligible for a $1,500 scholarship. So with the $1,500 scholarship and with the $1,500 they could get as an achievement scholarship, and you're talking about $3,000 per student. And I know in the last 3 years we've gone about $1.5 million in scholarships just for our students to help them to come to school to get to the program. Retirement is not in my vocabulary. I've requested my wife to put on my tombstone, he's retired, because I will do this as long as I'm mentally and physically able to. I have it already set up that it'll keep on going the day I pass away, but I hope that somehow that my accomplishments that I've done will wind up with hundreds of people out there that's making a living for their families and their children. And that's the goal, and it's not necessarily, it's not about me. It's about them, and it's about them going out and being able to provide for their families. It's a thing called jobs, and good jobs, and in the hair business, the better you are, the more you can make, because we all work on commission. So that's how it works, and it teaches our students just how to be business people as well. So this is what I cherish most about what I do, is the success of my people.